Guys, Will here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2024 Chevy Equinox RS.
And a big thanks to Zach at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Zach.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Equinox started off as Chevy's mid-size crossover SUV back in 2005, lasting as a mid-size crossover for 2 generations before switching to a compact platform for the 3rd generation that you see here. The 3rd generation Equinox received a facelift back in 2022, and for 2024, Riptide Blue and Lakeshore Blue Metallic are added to the paint lineup. Chevy also added blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert for the driver's Confidence 2 package, and the package is up $200 compared to last year, but previously it only included rear parking sensors. There are 4 trims for the 2024 Equinox, starting from the $26,000 base LS all the way up to the top $32,000 Premier. The RS that you see here sits just under the Premier at $31,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your flickering LED daytime running lights are not actually flickering in real life. Full LED headlamps with black bezels. We have a halogen turn signal up front with more black trim outside of it. All black grille, blacked out Chevy bow tie, and a red RS badge in the corner, and full front parking sensing. The black badges and black accents really pop with this white metallic paint color too, and we get black rims as well. These are 19-inch rims wrapped in Hankook Kinergy GT all-season tires. Dimensions being 235/50 R19. So the 50 series sidewall should be enough to keep the ride quality nice and plush, and a 235 wide tire should be more than enough to put this 175 horsepower, 203 pound-foot of torque to the ground. We get a little bit of black trim for the front bumper and rocker panel side skirt area, black badging too, but no black trim for the wheel well area. Nice premium touch. Of course, they start cutting the grass right when I start recording. We get smart access for the driver and a front passenger, a 2-tone mirror with black and white contrast, and blind spot monitoring on this massive size glass. We get all black trim for the window trim, blacked out B-pillar, blacked out roof rails, and I'm really liking the tints that we get here as well. The window sticker, we could check it out real quick for this 2024 Equinox RS. Front wheel drive, it's going to be really tough for you guys to pick up just about any of it, so I'll probably just end up skipping right over it. Regardless, it's a 2024 Equinox RS, Summit White exterior, jet black interior, 1.5 turbo, dual overhead cam 4-cylinder, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So base price is $39,550 or $30,950, not $39,000 if anybody was wondering. Regardless, this vehicle has no additional options or features, so just sitting with the standard features you get from an RS, $30,950 plus $13,995 for the destination totals us out at $32,345. So very competitive when it comes to price point, especially considering the amount of features that we get here. 28 combined MPGs, 26 in the city, 31 MPGs on the highway. We'll recenter this camera. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't pick up that window sticker, but again, it's just a base RS with no additional options or features. The gas cap is push to open with easy fill. You can throw regular fuel in for this 1.5 liter turbo. We get LED taillights. The turn signals are also LED, but the reverse light appears to be halogen. We get black Equinox badging. Shout out Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. LED third brake light, shark fin style antenna, full rear parking sensing, trailer hitch cover. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much this Equinox can tow. We'll get a good look at the exhaust tips down below. And speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder sold by Chevy for the 2024 Equinox RS. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it makes a decent amount of power at 175 horsepower, 203 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission, no CVT. You can expect this compact crossover SUV to get to 60 in around 8 seconds, so definitely competitive with the competition, maybe a little bit quicker than some. Anyway, we can shut this hood right down. It's a very light hood. Walk around this 2024 Equinox RS one more time. Let's take a step inside, see what we get for around a $30,000 base price point. Again, we get smart access for the driver and a front passenger. We'll turn these headlights back to auto so the car's not yelling at me, but up top we get soft trim for where your elbow will often rest and some good grained hard plastic in front of it. Aluminum door handle, lock and unlock, gushy soft padding for your actual armrest, a little bit of storage, auto one touch for the driver, auto one touch for all 4 for the way down. but only the driver can lift it back up with auto one touch. 4-way adjustable mirrors, a little bit of storage. You'll squeeze a foot long in there, maybe stack 2 on top of each other, and you can adjust the height of this electrically opening lift gate. Pretty solid sound system too for a bass. Taking a step inside, we get a plastic Equinox sketch. For the step-in plate, the seats are really comfortable. We get this faux leather on the outside, but some really premium feeling cloth for the insert. Solid bolstering, and they hug you in place surprisingly well for a crossover SUV. We get 2-way lumbar. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats electrically. And taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But first thing we notice is the steering wheel. Unlike the Blazer and Silverado we just reviewed in this channel, this actually has a very sporty wheel. It's solidly thick, red contrast stitching, and some fat 10-2 bolstering notch. 9-3 feels great in your hand. The horn area is rubberized. The Chevy badge is blacked out. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We get lane keep assist on the steering wheel, cruise control settings on the left side, voice commands. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, and adjust this little infotainment cluster. Right now we're looking at fuel range. You can see oil life, tire pressure, air filter life, average speed, timer, digital speedo, trip A and trip B, right back to where we started. Cool. On the left side, we have a tach that goes to about 6,500 RPM, 160 mile-an-hour speedometer. Stocks have a pretty satisfying click, auto headlamps, and auto high beams. No auto rain sensing wipers, but wouldn't be expected in this segment. To the left of the steering wheel, we have auto headlamps and our interior brightness, tilt and telescoping steering wheel, a little bit of gloss black around the air vents, and some nice rubberized trim beneath that. Stitching above it, the dashboard is all rubberized, but it is hard plastic. We get a 7-inch touchscreen too. No navigation, but we do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Other than that, pretty basic overall display. Shortcuts beneath that, home, skip, volume, and you can hang up and answer your phone calls. We turn off the auto engine start stop, hazards next to it, dual zone, automatic climate control, heated seats, no ventilated seats, wouldn't be expected for this trim. Beneath that, we have a USB-A and C port, aux port, and a 12-volt. No wireless charging pad, but a nice storage compartment nevertheless. You can turn off the parking sensors for one reason or another. The gear selector controls the 6-speed auto transmission, manual shifts on the gear selector, and a red RS badge specific for the RS trim. You can check out the backup camera. Solid resolution backup camera, guidance lines and trajectory. We have front and rear parking sensing too, but this is the only camera screen that we get, unlike some of the other trims that have a really fancy 360. Just hard plastic for where your knee will often hit. We have 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles, electronic parking brake, and a nice area for a phone or a wallet. The armrest here is pretty soft, red contrast stitching. The storage space is impressive. For a compact SUV, you're fitting like 5 or 6 1-liter bottles of soda. You'll fit coins and business cards in this little extra pocket. Put everything right back. There's also a light for the center console, a pen holder, and a holder for some business cards. Some stitching for the front part of this dashboard. Underneath is the glove box. It is damp, not lined with felt, but it's large. You'll fit 20 to 25 license plates in there. You'll easily fit a pair of shoes. The rear view mirror is almost frameless, but it's not auto dimming. You got to pull this flappy thing to dim it. Interior lights, LED, OnStar and SOS, sunglass holder. Cool, no moonroof, and that's really about it for the front seat of this 2024 Equinox RS. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So out back, up top, we had hard plastic up front, so to be expected over here as well, but we still get that soft material for the top part where your elbow may rest and the bottom part for where your actual arm is supposed to rest. We get an auto one touch for the way down, you got a press and hold for the way back up, aluminum door handle, a little bit of storage, and you'll probably fit 2, maybe 3 foot longs down there. We get not really a step-in plate, but it shows you a little area for where you're supposed to step. The rear seats, we can unbuckle the seat belts, a little bit of bolstering and some faux leather trim for the outsides and cloth inserts. I'm really liking the design and comfort of these seats. Taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have 4 or 5 inches of knee room. Headroom, I got about an inch, maybe 2, thanks to a little bit of an additional cutout. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Anyway though, if you're under 6'4", 6'5", you'll sit behind your seat settings with no problem, and that is impressive for a compact SUV. But it used to be a mid-size SUV and it really hasn't shrunk a whole lot, so I wouldn't expect it to be relatively low on rear legroom. Anyway, we get map pockets behind both of the front seats, air vents too, 2 USB-A ports. The center cubby has a string. It's pretty soft back here. You'll fit 2 24-ounce bottles. The rear seats also recline. Let's put them in their max recline setting, and now I have like 3 inches of overall headroom, and I feel a lot more comfortable back here overall. That's about it though, guys. The interior lights are LED, and we get a hook for both grab handles in the back seat. We'll hop out towards the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2024 Equinox RS out for a drive. So underneath the Chevy bow tie is the button for your electrically opening lift gate. The step-in for the Equinox is a lot lower than the Blazer. At 6 feet tall, my knees just about the same level as the step-in. So if you have older or smaller pets, they shouldn't have any problem hopping back here. You fold the rear seats down with these 2 latches on the right side. We get an additional 12 volt. So if you have an electrically cooled cooler, you can just plug it in, and all your food and drinks are gonna be cold when you arrive at your destination. Additional wheel well cutouts, that should be perfect for golf bags, so you can lay them horizontally. Secret storage, let's see if we get any. We actually get quite a bit, and underneath this you have your fix-a-flat and spare tire. I'm not quite sure if I can show you guys a spare tire, but you can take my word on it that it is there with a pretty decent amount of secret storage above it. Nice, big thumbs up to Chevy. We can shut this trunk right up with a click of a button. It immediately starts to drop. So if you're holding grocery bags, make sure you get out of the way or you might get doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the 2024 Chevy Equinox RS. It is a beautiful SUV in the $30,000 price point. Definitely one of the best lookers. And with this 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder, let's take this 2024 Equinox RS out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2024 Chevy Equinox RS. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impression though, this turning radius doesn't really appear to be very good, especially for a compact SUV. I feel like the turning radius should be a little bit tighter, but if that ends up being my only complaint about this vehicle, it's a pretty good car. So taking a step out here, about quarter throttle, good torque. It takes you up pretty high in the rev range. That took us to almost 4,000 RPM with only about a quarter throttle. The steering feels great, about half throttle. Woo. The shifts aren't very quick. I kind of wish they gave us a more revised transmission, maybe the 9-speed out of the Chevy Blazer, or even the new 10-speed throughout the lineup. But out here on the gas, woo, good torque, there we go. And it continues to pull up top. Even at 5,000 RPM, it has a very good amount of power, not necessarily a characteristic of every turbocharged engine. The steering continues to feel very nice. Taking a step out here, the steering still feels really nice. We'll run over some larger bumps in 1 second. Boom. Boom. Oh, yeah, the ride quality still feels great. It doesn't quite feel as planted as a Blazer. The Blazer does feel like a more premium overall vehicle, but then again, it is. It also costs almost $10,000 more compared to an Equinox while not giving you a whole lot more space. Performance-wise, let's see what this thing's got off the line. On the gas. Boost. Woo! Really short shift. That first shift shifted us at like 4,800 RPM, but into third gear, we shifted closer to about 5,500. Either way, it's definitely a short shifting turbo 4-cylinder, but that's fine because, like I said, a lot of turbos end up falling off after about 4,500, 5,000 anyway. So might as well keep us in the meat of the power band. This handling though, really good. There's a small delay with the throttle when you try to power out of the turn, but you'll get used to the transmission timing the more you drive this vehicle. Overall, from a performance standpoint, it's quick enough. It feels just as quick, if not quicker, than say a Honda CR-V. Coming out here on the concrete pavement, the road noise still seems pretty limited. Wind noise will take this thing out to some higher speeds and see what this thing's got. All right, guys, taking a step out here, we can open her up a little bit more on the gas. Woo! Yeah. There we go, boost. Not the quickest shifts at all, but you look down and you are passing traffic in no time. Is it going to blow you away in terms of performance? Absolutely not. That's why the Blazer costs a lot more than the Equinox, for the people who want a power plant that will actually be a thrilling overall experience. This is not a thrilling experience, but it is definitely quick enough to get you from point A to point B without feeling like you're in an unsafe level of a slow vehicle. But one more time, we'll try out a real world turning radius as soon as we get the chance. We'll open her up a little bit more and let's do it. So turning radius super sharp on the gas. Woo-hoo-hoo! Really short shift in the second, but into third it shifts at 5,500 just like before. Woo! Same thing going into fourth. Overall, guys, this thing definitely gets up and goes, and at highway speeds You hear a little bit more road noise compared to a Blazer, but really not a whole lot. Wind noise, none. It might be even quieter than a Blazer in terms of wind noise. So overall, guys, you're looking for a new SUV that can fit 4 or 5 full-size adults. You just don't want to spend more than 30 to 35 grand. And that being said, you still want some features. You want wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, leather-wrapped steering wheel, a premium-looking interior, a decently powerful engine that can get you to 60 in around 8 seconds. Guys, this is a great way to go, especially with the RS. The RS makes this Equinox look a lot more sporty and aggressive. I actually really like the way this Equinox looks. Just from the looks alone, I think I'll take this RS over a Premier. Hopefully get my hands on a Premier pretty soon and compare it to an RS. But from what I see and from what I feel, this RS is more than enough car while saving about $1,500 compared to a Premier. So if that's what you're looking for, guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 Chevy Equinox RS. And a big thanks to Zach at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Zach. And huge thanks to all of you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.